you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never come.
We're losing.
Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figure most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
You didn't realize on Monday that every word that you said was going to be invalidated.
For years, some of hip-hop's most influential figures seemed to be shielded not by proof of innocence, but by a culture of silence that made uncomfortable conversations difficult to have. In his latest documentary, 50 Cent takes a closer look at why that silence appeared to surround Sean Combs, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé for so many years. Instead of treating the biggest controversies in hip-hop as isolated incidents, the documentary argues that they could be part of a much larger system where power, loyalty, and silence often worked hand in hand. From 50 Cent's point of view, the conversation shifts away from individual celebrities and toward the environment that allows these situations to persist. Who benefits when major stories slowly fade from public memory? Who suffers when serious questions remain unanswered? And why do so many important narratives stay stuck in rumor instead of leading to clear conclusions? When the same patterns continue to emerge across different artists and different eras, at what point does it stop looking like coincidence and start pointing to something far more significant?
And laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is and was rambunctious, just out with it. It don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quieter with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They was just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah, he was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It's probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It definitely was some snake shit.
Well, you know, Meek Mill is also someone who has been tied into this whole Diddy.
Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam.
Exclusive access, and close relationships with people who hold significant power. The documentary suggests that many careers continue to thrive as long as they remain linked to influential circles, while some begin to lose momentum once those relationships start to weaken, implying that simply being close to power can become a valuable advantage. From this viewpoint, the connections surrounding Diddy and Jay-Z are presented not as evidence of misconduct, but as meaningful context, highlighting who stayed close, who slowly stepped away, and who remained silent throughout. When access becomes one of the entertainment industry's most valuable assets, who ultimately controls it and who ends up being denied it?
And those men sit up there and seen her being abused by him, and they did what everybody else did for years in the industry. They kept it quiet and kept doing business with her.
Do you think a lot of people know what Puff was doing and kind of just turned a blind eye?
Yeah. That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. He had got so... Listen, everybody in the world knew he took a cowbell and tried to beat the coach up with it. Nobody did nothing. They heard stories for years about him slapping, beating Kim and all other women that he was with. I'm surprised more haven't came out with it. They don't probably want the attention or whatever. But there's more women out there can say that he probably put their hands on them.
With Usher, Neo, and Jimmy Iovine being exposed as somebody who might have potentially seen this type of behavior, you know, do you think that they will try to call them on the stand, or, you know, like, do you think they should be held accountable for some of that too?
Well, I think that when you have situations like that and you in a room with somebody, you can't make them see anything when they come to the stand, because all they could just say is that I didn't see it. I was there. I wasn't looking in that direction. I don't know what really happened. All I know is Cassie was holding her stomach, bent over, throwing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'll say anything. Their lawyers will tell them what to say. They have people to teach them what to say in circumstances and situations like that. So Dawn, yes, she saw it. She saw that they were there, and they should have seen it too. She would have to describe when that happened. What did Usher do? What did Neo do? What did they say?
Public silence can sometimes be a sign of caution or careful judgment, but in other cases, it may also represent a calculated strategic decision. The documentary examines instances where prominent public figures chose not to comment, turned down interview opportunities, or allowed their legal teams and court proceedings to speak on their behalf, choices that influenced public opinion without revealing any new facts. In today's media landscape, where headlines change by the hour and attention shifts quickly, remaining silent can redirect the spotlight, postpone closer examination, and let the public conversation drift elsewhere. When the strongest statement is choosing not to speak at all, what is that silence really meant to accomplish?
Well, when I first heard the conversation, when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000, that's when I was there. And so I got to read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim, but some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect. As far as I know what we did at that time. First of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs in 2000. You know what I'm saying? So when she said that it was a limousine that picked her up, or she went with a limousine driver, you know, I was kind of skeptical and wanted to hear more about her story. So now she said that the limousine driver, you know, got her into a party, but it's somehow she had to went to a gas station, and if you know that area, there's no gas stations unless you walk all the way up to 96th Street. That's like 40 something blocks. So I was like, all you had to walk to the west side, which is another 14, 15 long blocks. And then you would have to know where you're going to find that gas station, because it's close to the West Side Highway. Unless she went all the way downtown, and then who gonna pick her up from that far away from the you know, the venue where she went to. So, and then she said something about that, or well, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop Puff them off or Jay them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies. I was like, yo, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story she was talking about. And then for limousine driver, who would know us, because our drivers didn't drive limousines, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened.
Because a pivotal he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Acceptable monster.
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyoncé, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia,